Welcome to another edition of Heartbeat of Holliston, where we bring you the people and stories that make Holliston a great place to live. I'm Melissa Caspern.
And I'm Chris O'Lawless.
Tonight, we report on the America in Bloom National Symposium coming to Holliston, and you'll get an inside view on the responsibilities and challenges of being a school committee member. We meet another local book author and follow up on the Cycle for Life and final chapter in the Holliston Walk Against Breast Cancer. Did you notice groups of people walking around Holliston on Columbus Day weekend, led by citizens in 18th century costumes? Bet you wondered what was happening. I know I did. It was a walking tour of Holliston's history and horticulture. People from all over the United States came to Holliston for the National Symposium for America in Bloom. We have Kathy Shore and Mark Ahronian to tell us all about it. Welcome.
Thank you. Thanks for having us.
So, how did this all happen? Can you give us how that happened?
I'll let Kathy explain.
Well, 2014, Mark volunteered us.
Oh, that's very nice of you.
Very nice of us. I was barely a member on the committee, and next thing I knew, guess what? We're going to host the 2017, which sounded like it was very far away, symposium.
And to give us an idea, how many people are you actually hosting?
Approximately 200 people from about 22 to 25 different states. It varies every year, and 39 cities this year were represented.
So that's a big group.
It was great.
Yeah, thanks, Mark. That was very nice of you. It really was. I mean, it is wonderful to be able to showcase the Holliston community to essentially half the country. Really, those representatives from 25 states.
Absolutely.
What was their reaction to us in general?
Well, some of the states are only 50 to 75 years old. So to them, Holliston was huge with historical. They were just beside themselves. They couldn't believe it. This is where it all began. So we're used to it and we take it for granted, but to them it was real special. And some of them have never been out to the Northeast, so it was even more special.
And some are very, very large cities that are very metro, and to come here and experience the kind of the warmth and the hospitality that Holliston has. And we heard a lot of comparisons to a northern Mayberry type of town, the friendliness of it, and how down to earth we all were, and approachable and friendly.
That's us.
And Warren, that is us.
That is.
Totally.
Yeah. What was the most rewarding aspect of doing this?
I would say, it really shed light on the fact that Holliston has a lot of community spirit. We had, counting all the various things that we do, over 200 volunteers. So, I mean, it's pretty eye-opening.
And what were some of the highlights of the tour, places in Holliston that you focused on?
Well, the first part of the tour was our Goodwill Park playground, which to most people who have left, they've studied it, and Stephanie Collier and Mark presented that playground. And Stephanie has already been contacted by 3 or 4 different communities wanting her information and back all of her grant writing skills and things that she did to make that playground of all abilities happen. And it was wonderfully presented, and it is an amazing property when you start thinking about that, everything that's in that program. But they also loved the, going to Mayor Blair's house, and they were fascinated with the records at Town Hall that Liz Greendale was able to show them, along with the cemetery and the muster. And then they also were very fascinated with how we govern ourselves here. Where and our funding that we do, and how we protect our open space. It was very valuable.
Wow, so we really kind of opened the eyes to all that stuff to a lot of people in this symposium.
Oh, absolutely.
We gave great examples of restoration versus tear downs, too, from Chief Cassidy presented at the fire station and showed where they did their renovations, and then their next stop, they saw the house that we had moved to Exchange and Union Street there. And the homeowners were so excited. They came out and presented their homes, and we're very proud of their restoration projects.
So what do you think is going to be next for Holliston in Bloom?
Well, if the committee decides next year, then we would be judged again. Two judges would come out to judge us.
Okay, well.
It'd be a different judging next year because we've won our category 3 times. So we would be judged against communities that, in the circle of champions, that would not exactly be our size. Right now we're judged from the 10,000 to 15,000, and we could go anywhere from a 750,000 to maybe a 40 or 50,000 town.
Oh, okay.
So it's going to be a lot harder. And it'll be
Much more competitive.
More exciting, more competitive.
Yeah.
Might be easier to host again next year. I don't know.
I want to tell you, one of the surprises on the first night, though, was an original skit about what it's really like to get ready for American in Bloom judging and to be the host community. So should we watch The Judges Are Coming? Okay, great.
So sorry.
Before the official program begins tonight, Holliston has a little treat. Well, we hope it's a treat.
No, Mary wrote
My name
this.
is Mary Greendale, and we in Holliston have produced a little skit. And we're going to confess right up front, we're not actors, so don't expect a whole lot. But you might be able to relate to our experiences of participating in an AIB competition. The scene is a typical meeting of this volunteer committee in Holliston.
Here we go. Look familiar?
Hurry up, folks. We got to get started. We got lots to cover tonight.
More stuff. Here we go. I know.
People, we've got to get started.
I mean, I have a job to do every day.
I know.
Guys, pay attention. We have got to get started. The judges are coming.
The judges are coming.
Oh, boy.
Oh, Kathy, looks like she's going to explode. We better pay attention. What do you need?
Well, we've got to decide where we're going to take the judges to visit.
Oh, Dutch Bridge?
Yeah?
Cemetery.
Blair Square.
Mayor's Plantation.
Okay. All right, great. Thanks. All right, I'll write that down. All right, so now let's plan the tour. Where are we going to take them to show? What are we going to take them to show?
Or what not to show?
Oh, the old East Holliston. East Holliston.
The industrial.
Nobody East Holliston.
Right, that too.
We apologize.
Golf station.
Right, that too.
Oh, they cleaned up the Gulf Station.
Holliston.
Okay.
Are we going to drive the judges through East Holliston on the way into town?
That's something we got to figure out tonight.
We're going to hide East Holliston. It's a real disgrace.
We almost need our censor button.
Right. Maybe we can just avoid it. It's so embarrassing.
Well, we could park antique cars there, decorated like floats in a parade, and that'll block everything.
That's a wicked good idea.
Thank you.
I like it, but think of the work and the cost.
Debbie Downer.
Look, we get a band and put the band on the other side of the street, let the band play music. Maybe they'll be busy watching the band and they won't see the mess on the other side.
All right, guys, let's get back to work. Now, let's start here at the top, okay?
When are the judges coming again?
What's the matter with you? Oh, my God. Well, then we need to decide on the category or categories that we want to be judged on.
Categories? What do you mean categories?
You know, like historical.
Yes, we always do historical because we're old.
Because the town is old. Please, not us.
Speak for yourself. I'm getting too old for this stuff.
Guys, focus, okay? The category. Urban forestry, landscape. All right, no, come on, focus. Landscape.
Let's skip the categories for now. Let's talk about the tour. Oh, wait a second. Who's available to meet the judges at the airport? They come at 4:20.
John and I could. There's plenty of room in our car.
It's a good thing they got these jokes.
Here, say this.
Yeah.
Chowder? Lobster?
that was a test. We're going to need a translator to go along.
I know, we can send PJ.
Hey, what's the matter with my accent? We Irish use our R's.
Oh, yeah. Well, ours are for losers.
Y'all, please. We've been here all night and we haven't made one decision, and the judges are coming in 15 days. Can you help me here, please?
Kathy's right. And can you pass the brownies? Bobby's eating them all.
Okay, all right.
Send them back.
All right, so here's a list of where we took them last year. Cemetery?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. All right, Town Hall?
Yep.
Okay. The Library Gardens?
Yep.
Okay, all right. So what stays on this list and what goes? All right? Because...
Yeah. Well, we need to really use this as a practice run. Because, we're going to have the symposium in Holliston. And we could practice and make sure that we're going to some of these same sites.
Mark, I can't even think about all of the work in a symposium.
Okay? That's what you did.
By the way, how did you get us snagged into that? I don't remember any vote.
Do you guys remember a vote?
No. Well, American Bloom will do everything. We don't really have to do much. It'll be fine. And just think how wonderful it'll be that all those people come to our beautiful community of Holliston.
Do we have to raise money?
No. American Bloom will pay for everything. Well, maybe we'll have to raise a little bit of money, but no.
Mark, I can't deal with that right now. Let's get back to the judge's visit. We'll deal with the symposium later, okay? Okay, all right.
Aren't you glad you don't have to do this
We
anymore?
agree? We're going to show them the cemetery?
Gotta bring them to the
Yes.
cemetery.
Once in a
That's where
lifetime.
our founders are buried.
Town Hall?
Yep.
Good. The Library Gardens?
Yep.
That's very good.
How about Goodwill Park?
Yeah.
Definitely.
Okay.
Will the Mudville ball team be there? The judges love them.
Oh, we gotta bring them.
Moss Warner.
Gotta bring them to the symposium.
Symposium? Mark, get off the symposium. We haven't gotten a thing done here tonight. It's like everybody is on a sugar high. Pat, no brownies next meeting.
Brownies.
Then nobody will come to the meeting if we don't bring brownies.
Maybe cookies.
Hey, Kathy, I was just talking to the skipper out back. We're changing our name to the Red Sox next year. Isn't that great? The Sox. And did I hear Mark say we're having a symposium? We're going to host a symposium?
Hi. From
Massachusetts, it's the American Symposium.
Oh, well, we have to keep our day jobs, right?
It was good. Although I hope your meetings ran a little more smoothly than that. Maybe not.
Maybe not.
That's all right.
I am known as the bossy one.
There's a lot of characters, we'll put it that way.
Yeah, well, there's a lot of characters in the Mayberry of the North.
That's right.
This is true.
And the lunch before the walking tour was really sheer entertainment. The AIB guests got a royal welcome as they walked down the street, led by the middle school band. So let's watch what happens next. They're all going to lunch. Yep. Were people like almost kind of like teary-eyed when this happened?
Some cried, yeah.
Yeah.
I cried.
Chair, Kathy, sure, and we want
There you are again.
I'm very happy.
Now, do you see some of the same people from towns that have participated in years past? So now you
6 years,
Yeah.
a lot of friends, a lot of new friends this year.
I know. I felt like the people on my tour became my friends.
I mean, gardeners are the nicest people in the world anyway, and then we're all here to win.
Yeah.
And the chorus was unbelievable, too.
And the lunch, of course, was catered all locally.
All local.
Oh, here's the best part. Watch this. This is Paul Revere and William Dawes.
You're probably all wondering, what are Paul Revere and William Dawes doing in Holliston today?
And we have the Leos serving us.
That Mudville first came to
Mudville players.
From the sweat of Irish labor.
He's got a great voice.
Doesn't he?
From earth and sea.
And this went on all day Saturday, correct?
The lunch, 12:45.
And I think that's about it. Are we ready? We're ready, guys. Are you guys ready? All right, let's go.
And then after that lunch, they headed out on the walking tour. You'll be glad to know that HCAT's producing an entire show on the American Bloom Symposium. It'll include all the stops on the walking tour, interviews with AIB committee members, and even an interview with the mayor. Stay tuned to HCAT for Horticulture and History from the heart of Holliston.
We hope everyone has settled back into their school routine. Heartbeat was able to talk to the chair of our school committee and get an inside look at the role of a school committee member, challenges and rewards of this elected position. Let's listen to Louise Hanstad.
Hi, I'm Chris O'Lawless, and today we're interviewing Louise Hanstad. She's the chairman of the Holliston School Committee. Welcome, Louise.
Thank you, Chris. I'm delighted to be here.
Well, thanks for coming. Could you just quickly outline what is the role and responsibilities of a school committee member here in Holliston?
It's a great question because I think not everybody really knows, and it's really important to understand that because there's a lot that we can do, and then there's some real limitations. So our charter is threefold. First and foremost, which I think everyone probably is aware, is that we really manage the district budget. We oversee it from a perspective of sort of evaluating where the funds go, what the overall size of that budget is, and sort of targeting where the investments are focused. We couldn't do that job clearly without the incredible support of the administration and their guidance. So Dr. Jackson and our business manager, Keith Boudet, have been phenomenal in helping us navigate the budget landscape. The second thing that the school committee is responsible for is policy, setting policy. And that charter is broad, but it allows us to ensure that we are setting in motion some guideposts to ensure the safety and well-being of our students, that the curriculum is meeting the standards and practices that we as a district importantly believe we need to uphold, and it covers a number of other areas as well. So we review policy every school committee meeting, and in the course of, I believe it takes about 3 years, we cycle through every policy in the handbook, and we'll reevaluate them very, very carefully to make sure they're up to date, that they tie out with the Department of Education requirements and state mandates. And then the third thing is that we are responsible for hiring and evaluating our superintendent.
Okay. What experiences in life prepare someone to be a school committee member?
I don't think there is a common set of experiences that will help you be successful in the role. I think there are a common set of traits. First and foremost, you have to be passionate about education and the role that education plays in society. But we have a very dedicated, passionate group, and so a willingness to spend time. And the one other thing you did ask about related to experience that I think is helpful is some budget experience if you're going to sit on the budget committee.
I would think so.
It's such a big part of what we do. It doesn't mean you have to be a financial expert, but at least having a few of the committee members who have that experience can be very helpful. But I actually like the fact that not all the committee members come from that strain, if you will. The fact that we have a teacher who can give us perspective on what's important to our educators and how they look at a particular curriculum challenge. A social worker who brings such expertise to the table when we're talking about social and emotional health. The other traits are listening, being willing to collaborate, build bridges with other departments. Those are all important.
Yeah. So what are the current challenges for this school year, other than funding, which is always a challenge, but what specific things are you looking at this year?
That list is so long, right?
Just give me the top two. Yeah.
I will tell you, we published our strategic plan, our 5-year strategic plan, which was an incredible effort the year before last. And there are 4 or 5 critical goals in there, but sort of the overarching goal at the top is teaching all students. And that sounds so amorphous because what does that really mean, teaching all students? What it really means is that we want to make sure we're providing a personalized perspective for every student on their education and not a one-size-fits-all approach, because not all children learn the same way.
So if you had to do it all over again, what else would you advise yourself to do as a member? If you're...
Oh my gosh. Listen, I like everybody else, I'm sure I made a million mistakes along the way. And you know, a lot has changed. I've been on the committee for 6 years. But in that time, the economy has changed. Our local town boards have changed over. Our social media environment has dramatically changed. And all of this has impacted, frankly, the way in which school committee works. So I'm not sure I could look back and give myself better advice for the time. But if there was someone new coming to the table, probably the single most important thing I could offer to somebody new is be patient.
Okay, sounds good.
Municipal
things, the wheels grind slowly.
It's slow, and it's so easy to come from the private sector, as I did, and expect to be able to make changes overnight.
Right.
And it's hard. You have to give the administration and our educators a little bit of the benefit of the doubt. Ask and listen before assuming, and then just be a little bit patient as we try to implement changes. So.
Well, it sounds like you've got a great team and you've got a great lot of initiatives planned, so good luck for this year.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me.
This is Chris O'Lawless for The Heartbeat of Holliston.
Thanks. That was really a valuable perspective. As always, Holliston is at the forefront of excellent education.
Fall is the time for fairs. There is so much going on in town that it's hard to do it all. But let's check out the unique crafts, wonderful vendors, and yummy food at the Historical Society's Harvest Fair.
Hi, this is Ann Jay at the Holliston Historical Society's annual Harvest Fair. I'm with Bee Hate. We have everything from crafts to food to a silent auction and even beautiful henna tattoos. Bee, tell me, how long have you been involved with the Harvest Fair?
I've been involved with the Harvest Fair since moving to Holliston in 1992 and worked in various aspects, usually just setting up and helping with the bake table and the food. This year is my first year as chairperson, and it's been rewarding. This morning, as people were coming in, the vendors, and we were setting up, like, wow, it's really happening, and they're coming and they're setting up, so it's good. And a lot of people are here now too, shopping, so it's great.
My name is Jorge Amado. I am a potter. I am in Tiverton, Rhode Island. I do potters from over 10 years now. I love doing this. It's my full-time. I'm retired, but I'm full-time potter now. Enjoy doing that, trying to do the best for people, something that going to be for decoration, for using in whatever place you want to, or for a wonderful present as well.
Hi, I'm Pamela Pinter-Parsons of Soul Spirit Studio, and I'm here with
Christine Matthews of Fire Goddess Glass, who can be found at Soul Spirit Studio.
Grumpy Grader. I'm from Wolfboro, New Hampshire, and Fort Myers, Florida. I have porcelain food graters. Show you how it works. Pop that clove of garlic in the tube, roll it on the kitchen counter. Quick and easy, takes all the peels off of the garlic. My grater is high fire porcelain. Very hard, will not cut your fingers, but it will grate any direction, around and around, up and down, back and forth, anywhere you want to go. I can do lemon, lime, nutmeg, cinnamon, chocolate, ginger, cookies, crackers. The big deal's cheese. Remember, it won't cut your fingers. Serving pasta, pass the grater, pass the cheese. Everybody grates their own. Kids can do it. No one's going to get hurt grating fresh Parmesan. Because remember, a day without garlic, like a kiss without a mustache.
Hi, this is Crystal's Candle Shop. I'm Crystal, and we made these candles homemade in Pawtucket, Rhode Island.
Hi, my name is Madeline Caroni. I'm from Bellingham, Massachusetts. The name of my company is Andy's Heaven and Hell Gourmet Foods. We have a habanero sauce that has a patent pending on it. There's no vinegar and no water. It's habanero, garlic, mango, cream de coconut, a little bit of salt and lemon. Our jerky is a hand-cut grass-fed Angus steak. We marinated for 3 straight days. Jerky, tender, same bag. Cracked black pepper and a zesty teriyaki.
Well, it's been a gorgeous and very hot day today at the Holliston Historical Society's Harvest Fair. This is Ann Jay for the Heartbeat of Holliston.
That was a great mix of vendors.
I know. I think the vendors are getting better and better.
Yeah.
And you got to love the garlic guy.
I think he's ready for QVC. I think he's ready to take the leap. So
he should be.
It was fun.
I think it's a great event for almost anyone. And the Historical Society grounds never looked so beautiful.
Holliston has many local authors, and we love to hear from them. Maria Salomao Schmidt has a new book called Finally Full of Yourself. It's about her journey from the top of her career to find real happiness. Here's her story.
This is Ann Jay, and today on the Heartbeat of Holliston, I'll be talking with Maria Salomao Schmidt, local life coach, author, and good friend.
You've had a fascinating background. Can you tell me a little bit about how you got to this point?
Wow, that's a loaded question. I did the good girl route, what I call the good girl route, for most of my life. I was born in Portugal, and I came here when I was right before I was 4, and just did really well in school. Wanted my parents to be proud of me. Got my MBA. Made my first $1 million by the time I was in my mid-20s. Owned a house in San Francisco. Owned a house in Boston. Was living like the good life, and was totally miserable. And I couldn't figure out why, so I just started working harder because I thought that was it. Sometimes working like 20 hours a day, really not sustainable, but I thought I wasn't doing enough because if I wasn't happy, then I had to work harder, right? And it, you know, one incident happened one day that, that blew it all open, and that was I owned my own PR firm in San Francisco. And I was going to Portugal for a month. I did that twice a year, and England and Portugal. And I took back in the day when we had laptops and like no, you know, it was just you could do different things. The laptops were this big, you know, like big clunky ones, and your phones were huge. I backed up everything, put my laptop and the backups in my car, came inside for like 4 or 5 minutes to get my bags and the rest of the stuff. And by the time I went back out, someone had stolen everything. They stole my purse. They stole my wallet. They stole they stole everything but my passport at home and my keys in my hand. my whole company died that day because all the contacts I've had, my cell phone was gone, everything. So I was a maniac the next few hours because I was like literally running around the neighborhood to homeless people like, where's my stuff? Have you seen? Like because it was like my that, and it was horrific in that moment, but it was the thing that saved my life because I was just on this wheel, on this race of like, I want to be happy, and just slam, not realizing that you got to like ease your pedal off the metal and just see where you're at, like see what your life is doing, what you're doing. Fast forward when I had my daughter Sophia, and she was born with Down syndrome. That was another wake-up call that was like, what is this? Like, this is not what I expected. Completely, my teacher has taught me so much about life, and her death just crushed me. It just crushed me. And I have moments where I still ride high on that. Like, I'm thankful for the gift, and I have moments of total devastation. I live my life now knowing that the end can come at any time. And I live it so imperfectly, but I live it in a way that I want to give back to the world. And this book that I wrote is, it's my gift to the world, and it's my gift to my daughters. I see the world in such an unhappy place, kind of like when I was chasing, and not being full of myself, being so empty.
Well, I would like to know what's next for you.
So what is next for me? I want to continue making tools to help people, meet people where they're at. There is, it's on ebook. It's also, it's going to be on audiobook that I just finished, so it'll come out at the end of the summer.
Thanks to Maria for inviting us into her lovely home and talking with us about her new book, Finally Full of Yourself, Unlocking Your Spiritual DNA. This is Ann Jay for the Heartbeat of Holliston.
Maria's enthusiasm makes you feel anything's possible. If you would like to see the full interview with her, please go to HCAT's YouTube channel, and you can buy her book at Fisk's.
On our last show, we interviewed the organizers of the Cystic Fibrosis Cycle for Life. This year it turned 20 and has no signs of slowing down. 300 riders joined together on Columbus Day weekend in perfect weather and raised $297,000. It's the top ride in the country, an incredible tribute to the commitment of Holliston donors and volunteers. HCAT, as always, got involved. Here's board member Dave Aronson and staffer Jessica St. George at the registration table. Don Cronin is manning the beer tent. And finally, Lisa and Kristen Hedrick, our inspiring mother-daughter team.
After 15 years, over $640,000 raised for Dana-Farber is the right time to wrap up the Holliston Walk Against Breast Cancer. Last weekend was the grand finale of this walk, with over 300 walkers raising $40,000. They are thrilled to have such a strong finish. Inspired by their friend Mary Ellen Miller, the group never imagined the support and longevity their cause has generated. Let's hear from some of those committee members.
So my name is Denise Cronin. I'm one of the co-founders of the Walk Against Breast Cancer in Holliston. And we started this walk in 2003. So we're a year 15, 15th and final. And it's a cause that's very dear to my heart. Our friend Mary Ellen, who co-founded the event with us, has passed away 10 years from breast cancer. So it's a very personal walk, and we've raised $640,000 before today for breast cancer research at Dana-Farber. So
this is being your last one. How are you feeling about that?
Mixed. It's mixed. It's a natural end. It's the 15th year. It's a mixed feeling. But, it seemed like the natural time, and we've done a lot of good work. So we're proud of that and proud of everyone that's come out and supported us for 15 years. So.
And what's going on right now is people are arriving and getting their T-shirts and checking out the free food and buying raffle tickets and making bids on silent auction and getting ready to do our last big walk. I feel really proud of what we've accomplished. It's a bittersweet day. But we wanted to make sure that we wrap things up at a milestone time and with just the best energy we could, and we feel like we're going to do it.
It's been 15 wonderful years celebrating our dear friend Mary Ellen, all the community that comes out and walks and supports us, our sponsors, our volunteers, music, our raffle donors. It's just overwhelming. It really is.
I got the feeling that was a bittersweet finale.
Yes, yes. It's such a beautiful walk, and I love seeing all the school groups participate, you know, people from all different areas of the community just coming together for that walk, and seeing all the shirts up of the 15 years, that really kind of shows you.
It does. It does.
Yeah. Well, we do have a final statement from Katie Connors, and she said, "The message of the walk is simple and enormous at the same time. Individuals make a difference. When enthusiastic individuals come together for a cause, they can do great things." We hope the walk has inspired others to follow their passion and make a difference in the community.
That's our show for tonight, and we hope you enjoyed it as much as we liked bringing it to you. We remind viewers that you can watch Heartbeat of Holliston every Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday at 7 o'clock p.m. on Channel 8 on Comcast and Channel 32 on Verizon. The show is also televised at other times. Check the HCAT schedule.
There are many other ways to watch us. You can also watch us on any electronic device with video on demand at hcattv.org. Click on a video to find us. We can even now stream video on your phone. Be sure to check our Facebook page and also subscribe to our YouTube page to join all the others who are watching Heartbeat on YouTube. If you don't get email blasts from HCAT TV, you can. We send out announcements when new shows are scheduled to air. Please contact us by email at office@hcattv.org or call 508-429-8979. With an e-blast, you'll never miss a show you want to watch. And one last note, we welcome your comments and ideas at hoh@hcattv.org. Thanks for a great show. Good night, Chriso.
Good night, Melissa. And good night, Holliston.
'Twas in 1856 that Mudville first came to be. From the sweat of Irish labor and carved from earth and sea. When the children of the famine asked the elders for some more, they said, "No, go back to Mudville, for it's there you must endure." Derided and insulted, they stood steadfast, proud and tall, and they built their lives on family and on throne and batted ball. My whole life has been a blessing, and although I've traveled far, I will go back to Mudville, for it's closest to my heart. I will go back to Mudville, for it's closest to